here we stop.
What's going on, everybody? Thought I'd do this little video since I've got time to kill anyway. But pretty much I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit about me, because I know there's some people who honestly you can't connect to somebody's music if you don't know nothing about them. So I'm just gonna put everything out there from the beginning until right about now. So I got into music very young. I was maybe like 6 years old, and that I really got into it when I listened to like my first Johnny Cash song, and that was Ring of Fire, of course, because it's, you know, like the big song anyway. But when I first heard that really pushed me to want to do music of any sort, any type. I didn't care what it was. I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to do music. So I started expanding and listening to like Clearwater Revival. Started listening like get into Kiss. I just really started exploring all types of music because I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I could actually unconsciously know how to play the drums. Like, I knew how to do it without even learning the process of how to do it, which is kind of amazing. I kind of blew my mind on that one. And my mom's mind, she didn't believe that I could just play drums from nowhere and know how to do it. So I got into music really heavy. My dad, he's played ever since he was a kid. So I always wanted to learn how to play the guitar. The thing was, I didn't have the patience to learn how to play the guitar, and I still barely have the patience to do so. But one day I will actually learn how to play the fucking guitar, even if I'm like 60 years old. But yeah, got into music. I wanted to learn the process of how to make a song, and the first song I ever made, this is gonna sound really, really, really ghetto to you guys, but the first song I ever made was on, I don't know if you remember, like on the little fucking desktops with the big ass screens and shit. Yeah, I had one of those. I had a program on there which is not, it wasn't even for audio at all, but it was called Windows Movie Maker. So I thought to myself, well, if I can get audio onto a camera and also add like a background track, I could potentially make a song. So when I first started out, I didn't know anything about audio at all. Had no idea. I just knew that this is a way for me to make a song. So what I did was I played a beat on the little speakers and stuff, and I just started recording onto a camera. Let me mind you that this is like the cheapest camera in God's creation. So anyway, I recorded. It was still a video. I recorded a video of me doing the song, and I stuck it onto Windows Movie Maker. I deleted the video, like just the video portion. I kept the audio portion of that video. Then I took my track, as far as like my instrumental, and I stuck it on right under my vocals track, and lined it up to where I thought was pretty potentially close to where I thought it should be. And this is how I made songs for like the next year and a half. They were, honestly, I think I have like one copy of one CD that I have done, and that was in like 2000, I want to say like 8 or 9. So it wasn't too relatively long ago, but still. So anyway, this is how I made my songs for like a year. They were shit. They sounded like ass. Like, if I go listen to them now, I hear that they sound like total ungodly shit, okay? But then, you know, in that moment, I thought it was the best shit since like sliced fucking cheese, okay? You You know, I was like, oh fuck, cool. You know, I'm making a track. I'm laying down vocals. I've got this awesome instrumental. I can put this out to people. I can put it on a CD. People can actually listen to what I got to say. No. So like the first year I got made fun of. Pretty much the entire year I got made fun of because it just sounded like ass. I really didn't even fucking write anything. I just freestyled everything, which made no fucking sense. And, you know, like I said, I did this shit for a year. Anyway, I moved to Columbia, Tennessee, and I got into like the whole hip-hop thing. So I really don't honestly remember exactly how I got into it, but I do remember like the first hip-hop artist I ever listened to was Eminem. So I listened to him like, and as soon as I listened to him, I got on this kick. I got on the kick, man. I just could not stop listening to like Eminem songs. So I had to explore like every single Eminem song there was. I had to listen to it. Like if there was an Eminem song and his name was on it, Slim Shady, I didn't care. I wanted to listen to it. So I think that's the potential thing that really got me into like hip hop. So I started doing this little hip hop stuff, and honestly, I didn't find the Eminem style work for me at all. I wanted to do the hardcore type rap, the thug type stuff. Which, of course, in that time period, I was into that kind of thing. I was around the negative side of things. So I was around, like, delinquents and doing things I probably shouldn't have been doing. However, so I got into that gangster rap bullshit. And I see that now it was bullshit for me because, you know, it was just something I was going through at the time. So I did a lot of that, and I was still recording on this cheap-ass fucking camera, and the same old crappy Windows Movie Media Maker and shit. And I got even more laughed at because, you know, I'm this white fucking dude, and I'm in school, and I'm rapping about selling drugs and going and shooting people and stupid crap like that, you know. Which, I mean, yes, back then I was potentially like that. I would go into a house and just beat the shit out of people for no reason. That was who I was then. So I wasn't really telling a lie. It's just that people didn't want to believe that this white guy was doing this type of sort of stuff. And that doesn't have anything to do with race. I'm back. It was just the potential thing is I was just this guy who comes to Columbia talking about he's this and that, and I think it trampled on a lot of people's feet. So I first got into my first anyway. So I got into my first actual studio, probably I would say in 2010, with a guy named Ki Pierce and another guy named Jimmy. And I was still doing the stupid thug shit, you know, still on that kick, but I actually got my first taste of hip hop, and actually doing the first taste of getting into the studio and stuff. So anyway, I laid my first couple tracks down and thought it was the shit, since like sliced butter and all that shit, sliced cheese and, you know, whatever. I thought it was the shit. So after a while of getting knocked down and saying that I was pretty much shit, which I agree. Yeah, you say I'm no good, Gerald, but the thing is you probably haven't heard anything from me since that time period, because you was in school then with me and I was doing that bullshit ass music. And I agree with you, it was shit. And also, probably now is not the type of stuff that you want to hear, because it's just not your type of genre. It's not your type of music that you want to listen to. And I'm not gonna 100% say fuck you, because, you know, everybody likes what they like. So, you know, I'll take in your opinion on that. Anyway, so, thing is, and I just now read that, but anyway, thing is, I stepped out of the studio, got away from it for a while, after going through trials and tribulations with money and actually learning out how to get on my own and that sort of thing. And I still got, like I said, made fun of at school. Didn't really care, didn't really bother me, still doesn't bother me, I don't care. But the thing was, I got out, went and joined the military for a little while. I'm still in there currently until the end of next August. But anyway, when I first joined, I went to basic and AIT and all that sort of stuff, and I just really didn't want to do anything musical at all. I didn't care about music at all. I didn't want to do any type of hip-hop. I didn't care about hip-hop. I didn't want to really do anything. And that was mainly because my mind was in a different place at the time. I really just didn't know who I was. And I really didn't start even exploring who I was until about last year. So over a span of 9 years, about 8 years, I didn't know who I was. And that's just me being honest. I didn't have a clue who I really was, or even the type of music I wanted to do. So I'd say about 2 years ago, I really got heavy into music again. And with that being said, I really got into it. I went to Omni Studios in Nashville. I did a session with some really great guys out there. They really wanted me to come back. I just didn't have the funds for it, to go back and keep recording. So that's when I started really kind of like figuring out what I wanted to do and what type of music I wanted to do. And the guy really wanted me to come back, but I just, like I said, I just didn't have the money or the funds to do so. So anyway, I come back to Columbia, and I say, okay, this is what needs to happen. If I want to do music, I have got to get my shit together. I've got to know who I am. I've got to know what type of music I want to do. I've got to know the songs that I want to do. And all of that sort of stuff. So I took a whole, I want to say 8 months on the album called It's Written in My Veins. I took 8 months on that to actually figure out exactly who I was and what I wanted to do and what the content was going to be. So during this time period, I was exploring with actually learning how to do audio. So I actually got my first mic, my first little preamp, and my first little program. Yes, it was quote unquote, I guess you could say, stolen. Not really stolen, but you know, you get shit off online. You know, you get stuff offline for easy, so and cheap, or for nothing at all. Notice I said nothing at all. But anyway, so I started learning audio and learning how to make sound better. Because the camera and the whole Windows Movie Maker crap was not it. It was not it at all. So anyway, I got into sound, started listening to sound, and at the end of those 8 months, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for live shows. I think I'm ready for this. I want to do live shows. Fortunately enough, I did a couple shows with as opening artists, you know, and that's what you got to do. You got to open for other artists. I went to Alabama under a guy named Jimmy Penley, which is still a freaking awesome dude. He's an awesome dude. If you ever need to do a show, that is the guy to hit up. His name is Jimmy Penley. And anyway, I did a show down there at the Nick Rocks. It was awesome. That was probably like one of the best crowds I've had, other than the ones generated at Diablo's here in Columbia. Anyway, so I'm like, I want to get closer to my area. I don't really want to go way out of my range right now. I want to get people to know who I am and that sort of thing. So I took and went to every bar that I could think of in Columbia, Tennessee, and I was like, all right, here's the deal. I want to do a live show, and I potentially don't want to charge for it because I just really want to get my face out there, get known, and people to know who I am. So after being told no like several times just because they didn't want to hear any type of hip hop, it didn't matter if it was country hip hop or anything, they didn't want to hear it. They didn't care to hear it. If it had the word hip hop in it, if it had the word hip in it, they didn't care to hear it at all. So they was like, no, this is not going to happen. So I met a person that I really, really appreciate and still will always appreciate and will do anything for to this day. Larry Sattler. I met him. He owned Diablo's Bar and Grill here in Columbia. And I walked in. I said, "Hey, I'm really looking to do a show. I'm not asking to be paid anything. I could care less about getting paid. I just want to bring you business, me, get followers and that sort of thing." He said, "You know what?" He said, "All right, I'm going to get you a date. I'm going to see what you got." And he's like, "If you ain't got it, I won't bring you back in here." Well, my first show that I did there, I believe I had 100 and I think it was like 115 people show up. Not bad for someone who's not really known. Anyway, he's like, "Oh, cool, you brought this many people in, and I've had other local artist people come in, and they maybe bring 5. It's like, so, you know what, we're going to book you for another one. So I was like, cool, we'll do another one. But before I had, I need to backtrack for just 1 minute. Before I had gotten this show at Diablo's, I went and did a show in Pulaski, which is, the place doesn't exist anymore there, but it's called Club Venus. So I did a show there. It was a fucking bust. I think I only had artists show up. So I was like, okay, you know what? This is the thing I need to do. I don't need to charge. And the only reason why I charged was because the venue owner wanted to do so. But I was like, I don't need to charge for anything. I need to give away free merchandise. I need to get more well-known artists to come out and perform, even if I have to pay them. Cool, I don't care. So that's when I had gotten my shot at Diablo's. So anyway, back on track. My second show, I believe I hit like 130, 140 people. And I had sold out the bar. The bar they had to go buy more beer and all that sort of stuff. So every time I did a show there, I gradually progressed. And I believe after my second show, I started charging at the door. And I could do that because of the simplicity is I had potential followers who was like, yeah, they put on a good show. Yeah, man, they're fucking awesome. Because I had a DJ, I had a guy named ChEDDErTarY. He still does stuff. He's probably going to be doing my little tour next year here in Tennessee. But anyway, so it was 3 guys, me, ChEDDErTarY, and our DJ. And we just really wanted to get audience to relate. I didn't care about just going up there and just doing songs and then getting off the stage. I wanted to put on a show. So we built a custom casket that we put my DJ in, and we carried him all the way from the front of the venue all the way to the back to his DJ setup. And we did stuff like this all the time because, like I said, I did not want to be like everyone else. I didn't care to be like everyone else. I wanted to do something that would really build who I am and show you guys who I was. So I did like 7 or 8 shows there before some unfortunate events had to happen and the venue had to close. But that's okay because there's another venue that's going to be opening from the same guy very soon. So be looking forward to that because I'm pretty sure we'll be in there rocking the house. But anyway, so like I said, I went to Omni Studios, did a couple tracks there, This year, recently, I had the funds to build my own studio, which you can look up now. It's actually still, I still have it going. It's called Darkwood Studios, and I've been running that for about almost, I want to say, the past 6 months. It's been going, maybe less. And I've been trying to get artists in to help them build, help them get out there. Because I'm going to tell you, it's really hard just to stand out, because there's so many artists out there that are doing this sort of thing, that want to do music. And then there's just some who just don't give a shit. They just want to do it because, hey, it's cool. Yeah, let's go out here and be an artist. Yeah, because I can get fans, I can get chicks, I can do this, I can do that. That's not the purpose of music. I mean, if that's your purpose, cool. But for me, it's a whole different ballgame. I want to do music because I love it. And when people say they love music, it's not the same as when someone truly, genuinely loves music. I love the sound of music. I love to hear how people create the music, how they get an idea. I want to be the aspect of all that. I want to see all that sort of thing happen. So I started getting into the producer side of things. I wanted to be like, okay, well, how can I help artists do what I do? How can I get artists to be in shows? How can I get artists to have that good enough quality for people to be like, yeah, man, this is the shit. Yeah, you can make a video to this, or whatever. So I started getting into the audio field really heavy in the past couple years. So I was like, okay, I've got a good grasp on this audio stuff. I'm going to build my own studio, and I did so. So I've got a studio now that I currently run. I've had a couple artists come in. One that's I recently worked with, which is he was my DJ for a couple years, but his name is Infinite Seas. And he's doing some music now. He stepped away from music for a while. And now he's just coming back with some stuff that's really, really awesome. I really dig the music. So, anyway, I got the studio open. And I was like, you know what? I want to learn it a little more. I want to know exactly how this shit works. And how to make it sound better. I want to make my studio sound like RCA Records or Omni Studios, because I want people to have the best when they come to my studio. I'm not going to allow anybody to leave with a shitty track. So, that was one of my things. So I was like, okay, you know what? It's time to try to go to college. Let's go to college for audio, because this is what I want to do. I tried it years back, and I just couldn't successfully do so. Well, this year, my old lady, she said, hey, you know what? We're not 100% in the spot we're going to be at, that we should be at for you to be able to go to college. And we probably never will be. But, you know what? You should just do it. You should just do it. Take on the thing and see if you can run with it. So right now, I'm enrolled at SAE and learning how to become an audio engineer, producer, that sort of deal. My future goals is to become an audio engineer at like Omni Studios. I'm still going to have my studio at home, but I want to build from all of this, and I want to become a better artist as myself. But my next year's goal is to have a tour next year. Just in Tennessee only. I want it to be in Tennessee because I want you guys to be able to follow me. Or if there's a show that you miss, there's something that you can actually go to. It may be an hour drive, but you can still go to it. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do this tour next year. I've got to get a list of venues down, that sort of deal. Get the sort of tracks that I want and this sort of thing. And once that is done, I feel like I can start building myself and really bring out the creativity and get you guys to follow. Or you can even do collaborations, or if you just want to come sit in on a session, I'm cool with it. I don't care. I don't care if you know anything about a fucking musical note or a musical fucking... If you don't have anything musical in your bones, I don't care. If you want to come hang out, cool. You know, I'm all about people learning. But throughout the whole process of this, my musical career, I literally have been dogged the whole time. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You know, because it's helped me build myself in so many ways. But that's the way music is. Be prepared to get dogged. Be prepared to be told that you suck. Be prepared for all those things, because you're going to be told that. You're going to be told, hey man, you fucking suck. You should quit. You can't do that. Or, dude, this sounds like ass. Or you're off beat. Or, you know, you're going to get all those type of things all the time. And that's because they hate that you're doing something that they don't want to take out the time to pursue. And yeah, you may actually really suck, but it's honestly a stepping stone, a building stone. It's just like, this is the way I look at it. You've got to learn how to crawl before you can even try to walk. So you're always gonna make shitty songs for a while, but eventually you're gonna start building up to be able to make better songs. You're going to be able to make songs that people really like, and they're like, man, you really did a good job. Compared to the stuff that you used to do before, this is fucking awesome. So you're going to get that eventually. You know, I'm starting to slowly build that now. Like I said, I've been doing this stuff for about 10 years, and I'm just now getting to where I hear every now and then, hey, man, this is pretty good. I actually like this, or... yeah, you're getting on to something. You're catching on to something. You're gonna go somewhere if you keep doing stuff like this. So it's just a matter of time, man. You just gotta keep working at it. Keep putting in the effort. If you really want something and you really want to do something, keep putting in the effort. Don't stop. Don't let people tell you that you can't do it. They're only telling you that because they can't do it, or they want to do it but they don't have the time, or they just don't want to take out the time, or they have alternate things that are going on that prevents them from doing what you do, and it makes them jealous. But my thing is don't stop. Just don't quit. You know, keep going. If you want to explore and become a producer, you want to learn audio, I'm open. You know, if I've got the time, I'll teach you. I'm not gonna hold back my knowledge for my own benefit just because I say, I'm better than everybody else, or I don't want you to have my sound because then you're going to sound as good as me. I don't care. I want people to sound good, because then I can listen to your music and be like, all right, man, this is I can listen to this, and I can actually follow you in your own music, you know? So that's my thing. There's a lot of people in this world who do not want you to do anything halfway as good as them. They don't want you to make a good sound or a mix, you know. They don't want you to have any of that sort of stuff. So they hold back the information. They're like, dude, don't try to come in my bubble and steal my stuff. That's how people feel. But my thing is, I want people to learn. I want people to have the feel. I never got the opportunity to learn from anybody else. I had to teach myself everything, and it really sucks. Because I probably could have been on a professional, more sounding level years ago if I would have had someone who would be like, hey man, you know what, come in and just sit down and learn some stuff. But I never had that opportunity. So that's why I say, if you want to learn something and you want to learn, and there's nobody else that has a door open for you, and I can find time to get you in, I'm open for it. I want you to get in. I want people to have an opportunity at making and doing what they love to do. Because like I said, I've been doing this shit for 10 years, and out of those 10 years, it's taken me 8 years just to get on even a slightly professional level. So it's just a matter of who wants to help you and who doesn't want you to succeed. There are people in this world that don't want you to succeed. They don't care about you succeeding, because if you succeed, then what are they? They're nobody. And that's what they feel like. They're like, oh, well, he succeeded, but I couldn't do anything. This asshole took away my ideas, or this and that. It's not about ideas. You know, everybody can have potentially the same idea. So if you hear someone say, "Oh well, man, you sound like Lil Wayne, or you sound like Eminem, or you sound like Drake, or any of those new guys out there that are out there," I don't really know who they are because I don't really follow them. But anyway, if you're told that you sound like someone, don't take that negative, because you found an inspiration out of that person that you applied to your art. So say if you took and put Lil Wayne, Eminem, and probably some Drake all together, that's a crazy ass combination, yeah, but you just still made your own style. You know, you still made your own style because you said, "Hey, I'm gonna put these three guys together, and I'm gonna add a little bit of flavor to that. I'm gonna add a little bit of spice, and I'm gonna make this my own thing." Well, you're gonna have people that's gonna be like, "Hey, man, you sound like Kanye, or you sound like Drake, or you sound like Eminem." Cool. You're listening to me. You listen to me, and you got a reference, pretty much. So you'll have an idea of what type of style I am. Because I'm going to be honest, there really isn't any originality anymore. You know, it's gone. There's a little bit, but like I said, there's always going to be some sort of influence somewhere. You know, so say if the first man come up with a bass drum. All right, cool. Guy's got a bass drum. So you're going to take that bass drum and you're going to add some things like cymbals, hi-hats, snare. You just built a whole empire off of just one guy's little thing that he did. One little niche that he took on. So don't let nobody discourage you. Just don't let anybody do it to you. Just do what you've got to do, that you feel that you want to do, and that's in your heart, that you've got to do for music. Whether someone tells you it's wrong, or sounds like crap, or you shouldn't do it, or you suck, do it for you. Who cares? Make the songs for you. If you like the songs, do the songs. Make it for your family. If your family likes it and supports you, make it for them. You don't have to worry about what everybody else thinks about you. You don't have to care about what everybody else thinks about you, because you know what? Who gives a shit? Because they're probably not doing anything more better than you. They're probably sitting at home fucking watching TV, cartoons and shit, and don't even have a job. Think about that. They're not doing anything so significant, so what does it make them to make them matter so much just because they're a critic or some asshat who sits around all day? Who are they that's so special? What does it matter what they've got to say? They're nobody. To you, you know, they might be somebody to someone else, but they're nobody to you. They're just some asshat who happen to stumble on your shit and just be a dickhead. You know, that's what people do. You know, so just embrace that. That's a part of the music thing. Is just got assholes. You just learn to overlook them. It's just the way it is. There's gonna be people that say, "Oh man, you ripped that off from somebody. You took that idea away from somebody. You did this. You did that." Honestly, if you thought about it and you didn't realize that you took it, it still doesn't matter. If you said, "Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna reinvent his idea," still made it your own. You may have taken an idea, but you applied it to your own, to make it your own. So don't look at that shit as negative. Look at it as positive all the time. Do shit for you. But I think I've got a little bit of an idea of my background. I just wanted to put this out there because there's so many people that just don't realize the things that and the time that people put in. Because I've been in the studio for the past 10 years, all the time. If it wasn't a professional studio, it was I was in the audio world, let's put it like that, for 10 years. You know, and I've been in that world, and I'm still in that world. And I'm not going to leave it just because someone says, "Oh man, you suck, you suck." Whatever, dude, I don't care what you got to say. What are you doing so awesome? Do you have a hit record? Probably not. It's probably why you're listening to my shit, because you don't have a hit record. So, just saying. Just throwing that out there. But just don't down other artists either, because they put in as much work as you do. You just probably don't realize it. So, and they don't realize the things that artists go through. There's probably points in times where you're dead ass broke, but you got that song that you can write about it. Because I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of times that I've wrote about it. I've been dead ass broke. I've been on the street. I've had to sleep outside before. I've had a ton of shit go on. So talk about that. Don't hold it back just because someone says you suck. Who cares? You're sending a message. Whether it's, even if that person says it sucks, there might be some other person who is actually going through the same thing you are, and then you explain how you got out of that situation, and you just help them people, and they're going to listen to you. They're going to follow you all the time. All the time. Just because one person doesn't like it doesn't mean there isn't going to be someone else who doesn't like that. Let me rephrase that. Just because someone doesn't like it doesn't mean there isn't another person who isn't going to like it. There's always somebody who's going to like your stuff. Doesn't matter what part of the world they're from or anything. There's going to be someone who can relate to you. So just keep that in mind. Don't stop your music just because people try to get you to. And if you ever need any type of studios, hit me up. I've got references. I've got people that you can go to. I've got studios you can go to. If you really want some professional shit, I definitely 100% am going to tell you to go to Omni Studios. Those are some awesome people out there. They're very awesome people. So just throwing that out there. If you feel like, hey man, I feel like I could work with you, hit me up. I've got some free sessions at SAE that I can use, that can put you guys in there for no charge at all. So you go home with a free fucking song. Just saying. So, like I said, don't stop your craft. Keep going on. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. A little bit about myself, a little bit about how you can build your yourselves and that sort of thing. I just want to, like I said, I want to help everybody. If it didn't help all of the people that watched this, or even cared to watch it, or even watch the 30 seconds of it, I helped somebody some which way. And I hope y'all follow, and I'm going to follow you. If you got something that you want me to hear, let me know. I'm open to all ears. I'll play anything. So, yeah. Y'all be safe. If you need anything, holler. If you want to know more, give me a holler. Y'all have a good one.